Have I changed my mind about the Lattafa Eclaire Perfume? A few months ago, I posted a video reviewing the Lattafa Eclaire Perfume. It is, the ultimate gourmand. It is precisely the gourmand that a lot of us are looking for, and the gourmand, that sweet, edible, very cakey fragrance that a lot of us are looking for. It just embodies gourmand. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I was obsessed with it all winter. I would wear it. But recently, there's been a little bit of a shift in my personal opinion of this perfume, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it here. So a lot of you guys have commented on the Lattafa Eclaire review that I posted a few months ago. And thank you for those comments. I love it. It supports the video. Love it or love or hate the perfume. Your comments support the video, support my channel. So thank you for that. But I really felt like I needed to touch on this perfume because honestly, I feel like the perfume has changed. I feel like the perfume has changed whilst sitting on my perfume tray, which made me sort of sad. And so yes, let's get into this perfume. While the fragrance is very decadent, it is very, gooey, warm. It embodies gourmand. This is an edible fragrance by design. What I'd have to say, I've noticed over the last few months, a lot of you guys talked about this in the comments on that video, that it has like this strange menthol-y smell. And almost, it's like a blend of a menthol and alcohol. And I it was like, okay, I really wasn't getting that when I first got this perfume, but I sort of just let it sit on my shelf. I've used it, on and off again and again. Progressively, I have noticed that smell coming out. That sort of surprised me because typically what you hear is that it's like, okay, you get the perfume and then you sort of, they say let it macerate or let it sort of rest and let everything sort of settle down and settle out, and then the perfume will smell better. It'll stop having that weird alcohol smell. It'll stop having, the weird menthol-y smell if you just let it settle, basically. This perfume has done the exact opposite. The longer it has sat on my shelf, the more I've noticed it, the more it smells like that, okay? No longer does it just smell, it still has that, sweet gourmandy fragrance about it, but when you spray it on, it has this weird, the only way I know how to describe it is that it has a twinge, okay? It's like it just has this twinge of a menthol-y, alcohol-y smell that, it sort of makes you shiver when you smell it at first, because as a gooey perfume, as a gourmand perfume, as a sweeter perfume, you expect the perfume when you spray it and when it settles down on the skin, you expect it to be very smooth, okay? You almost expect it to have this sort of buttery texture where it just sort of, it slathers on, okay? It's very smooth, it's very seamless, it's very warm, okay? You want it to feel like it's just sort of melting over you. This perfume, it sort of smells like you're it's attacking you with razor blades. While it does seem like over time, as you wear it, that alcohol-y smell sort of settles out, it still has it, and it still has this weird alcohol-y, menthol-y fragrance. Yeah, that's just what it smells like. Now, honestly, and I feel like this is gonna really hurt a lot of people's feelings, but this is my opinion. That's what you guys came here for. I feel like that has to do with the brand. The more, unfortunately, the more I have tried Lattafa perfumes, the more I have been disappointed. There's been a lot of perfumes where it's like, oh, this smells like it, it sounds like it's gonna smell really good, and then I get it, and it doesn't smell anything like, how it's described, or how, the fragrance notes are really odd in it. The fragrance notes don't really blend well together. There's only been one perfume, that's the Lattafa Yara Tous perfume, that has just behaved, and it's been absolutely gorgeous. And also the Yara Moi, that perfume, I recently sold that perfume, but that perfume, it just behaved. It it just did what a perfume is supposed to do. But there's been a lot of inconsistencies with Lattafa to the point where I don't want to buy their perfumes because I never know, okay? Obviously, a dud is a dud. Sometimes a fragrance just doesn't work out. But with Lattafa, it really seems like it's more of like a 75 to 25, like a 75% fail rate, where you never know if the perfume is going to do what you want the perfume to do. You never know if the perfume is going to smell the way it's supposed to smell, is going to perform. You never know. Or you never know if it's going to end up smelling like this and having like a really weird alcohol-y smell about it, which is always disappointing. It's always disappointing when, at the heart of the fragrance, you like it, but it has this weird, again, a weird twinge about it. And so honestly, perfumes like this, perfumes like the Lattafa Yara, the original, it's disappointing to me, okay? It's really disappointing to me because honestly, these fragrances, they claim to be affordable, but you're still spending like $30 or $40 on these fragrances, and then they end up doing this. They end up getting worse as time goes on, or, just not performing the way you want them to perform. This perfume lasts all day. This perfume, it smells sweet, but it has the weird twinge. And so those inconsistencies, they really turn me off because when I'm getting a perfume, I want it to do the thing, okay? I want it to do the thing. And especially if it's going to stay on my perfume shelf, especially if I'm going to keep it in my collection, it needs to do the thing. It needs to perform, and it needs to do it needs to behave, okay? It basically needs to behave. It can't be a naughty perfume and betray me like this perfume sort of has. And so honestly, I have changed my mind on the Lattafa Eclaire perfume. While at the heart of it, I love it. If somebody could create something with the fragrance notes like this, that'd be awesome, and not make it smell like a mentholy, alcohol-y razor blade, that would be great. But as far as this perfume goes, it's just progressively disappointed me, unfortunately. And so yes, my opinion has changed on the Lattafa Eclaire perfume. Makes me sad, very sad, tears. So if you are interested in checking out my original review, just to sort of have a base of where I started with this fragrance and then where I am now, then I would highly recommend you watch this video right here. This is the video where I give you all of the details. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you oh so very much. And until we meet again, so long.